So I'm joining you today on what is Global Running Day. So hopefully some of you might even be out doing the Girls Run the World virtual Run Love 10K. Otherwise, if you're here or you're watching this afterwards, we're doing a quick session on the 3 really effective kettlebell exercises for runners, particularly female runners. The reason we say female runners, as our tagline is train smart, race happy, or train happy. And that's because we know as women it's really hard to fit everything in if you're juggling childcare, training for something, plus a job. So that's why kettlebells are so effective, because they're really quick to do, they're super effective at building strength and functional strength. As opposed to a dumbbell, kettlebells, because of the way they're built, the handle and the ball, is they're much more functional. They swing, so therefore they're more in tune with what your body, the forces that your body have to cope with when you're in movement, as opposed to a dumbbell, which tends to be much more static movement process. But mainly it's because they're so quick to use. But I would say that you should, if you haven't ever swung a kettlebell, that ideally you should get someone to watch you and train you how to use one properly. Unless you're very in tune with your body and your movement patterns. The kettlebell swing in particular is worth paying someone to do a 30-minute session with you to teach you how to use one. So the other question we often get asked is, what size kettlebell should I use? And see here I've got everything ranging from I think this is a 2016 8. For the swing, most women can swing much heavier than they think they think they can. So if you think what your body weight is, and as you run, you're doing 2.5 times your body weight as you land and take off from the floor. So I'm 60 something kilos. So if I'm swinging an 8, it's not going to make much difference to me at all. So if you have nailed your technique and you know you're doing it correctly, then try to go heavy with your swing. So as I say, if you absolutely nailed it, then really you're thinking about 16 kilos and up. For single arm, single leg kind of things, and maybe 4, 8, 12, starting from that kind of point. If you've done no strength training, then probably 4, 6, 8. And again, actually, if you've done no strength training for the kettlebell swing, maybe work up to that. So if you start lighter, maybe you're starting at I'd say 12k minimum. If you start at 12k, because kettlebells are quite expensive, particularly at the moment during COVID, and they're really hard to get hold of. If you start with a 12 and find yourself building up really quickly and you need a heavier weight, you just do single arm movements instead, and that will have the same effect. So 3 exercises, most effective exercises for you. The kettlebell swing. First off, you could do literally these exercises I'm going to show you. You could do a tabata, which is 4 minutes. 4 minutes. So these 3 exercises, you could do 12 minutes. That's it. And even if you did that 3 times a week, it would really help build your strength and stability and power for running. So easy to fit in. And the other thing that's really great about them for women is strength training kettlebells really help to balance your hormone levels. So say, depending on where you are on your cycle, you could be doing strength training instead of your speed sessions. Perimenopause, menopause, strength work is so important. It's important no matter what age, what life stage you are. Right, so kettlebell swing. So I'm only going to show you the demonstrations. I'm not going to do the whole tabata set. So again, the tabata set is 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. So the swing, you kind of make sure you're hinging back at this movement. You can see the hinge is different than a squat. Squat is down, hinge is back, pushing your tummy back. From here, if I didn't activate my shoulders already, it would do this and pull me down. So even at this movement, you're activating. You look forward, don't look down the kettlebell, and you swing, driving with your hips So you're coming up straight. The kettlebell, parallel, exhale with the floor each time you swing. So that's the swing. You can hear also it really gets your heart rate up, your breathing. So anybody, for instance, who's out and can't run and is worried about their cardio, then, you know, for instance, people, calf injuries, if you can't run because of your calf, you can't skip, kettlebells, so the swing works really well. So, other one, it's a bit too light for me, I've left my other one up there. So you're going to do clean, reverse lunge and press. So that's 3 movements in one. Again, you alternate, so you do 20 seconds, 10 seconds rest, switch over to the other side on your tabata set. I'll show you from the front. You bring your kettlebell right to the middle, turn your hand to here, and this is important because that movement, you can see, it's almost like a jump, that's equivalent to that power you drive off the floor with when you take off from the floor when you're running. So that's why that movement's effective. Then you step back, make sure I've got enough room, step back into that reverse lunge, hips stay level, step in, press. Again, straight hips. It can be easy to do that. That's the harder position. Opposite oblique really kicks in, effective for running. And then it comes back down again. So I'll show you from the side. Clean, reverse, come in, press, and down. Like this. You're getting single side leg movement, plyometric force off the floor, oblique, single leg lunge. So you're getting all 3 movements, you get 3 movements or one. And that's a 4 minute round. So you're getting loads out of that. And the other one just really effective for building up your glutes and your biceps. So you think about back and bicep is really important for that arm swing. So goblet squat. You hold the kettlebell right at the edges of those handles. That engages your biceps, okay? Holding it out in front, feet hip width apart, maybe a little bit wide if you need to. Squatting down, get your thighs at least parallel with the floor. My squat's not great because I've got tight calf muscles. You can go lower than that, coming up. Again, I see lots of women doing this with their squat. Don't know whether that's a 1990s or 80s aerobics move. You don't thrust your hips forward, you just squeeze up, push your glutes up, goblet squat. Rest between each 20-second round, 10 seconds rest. So, 3 simple exercises, 3 tabata sets, which are 8 rounds of 20 seconds, 10 seconds rest. That's a 12-minute strength workout, which is really super effective for runners, female runners, and you can fit that in any time. It's really easy. If you just get up. With 15 minutes, you can fit that in without needing to go to the gym and have another separate session somewhere. You can do it before an easy run. I wouldn't ever do it before a tempo or an interval session or a long marathon run, for instance. Anyway, any questions about any of that, do comment. If you liked it, if you've not seen them before, share it. If you think someone else would really benefit from this kind of exercise, tag them in the comment. It will also be on our YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the Global Running Day.